Y'all excuse whatever noise y'all hear in the background. I just recorded this video, now I gotta do this shit all over again. But goddamn, O.S.O.M, the merch, you know, I'm gonna start off showing you that, and that's gonna be important as the later on, like with the rest of the video. The whole point of O.S.O.M, which is out of sight, out of mind, is to go against what I typically see around my area. For those of y'all who don't know, you know, I probably got like 2 small channels. You either know me through one or the other, the one that's either growing or the one that's even older. So I'll put it out there like this. In my place, I'm in Decatur. That's the city right outside of East Atlanta. I'm pretty sure everybody know like Atlanta. And if you do probably know it, you do probably know that it's not, you probably do know it for like its popular music, mainstream, you know what, artists such as Thug, Migos, Playboy Cardi, Future, Gucci Man, Pee Wee Longway, Bally Baby, New Anicia. Shit is still going, you know what I'm saying? And that also came with, I feel like, more impressionable kids, you know. And I know that as somebody who's 22 and who personally like seen it and grew up around it, and I don't mean guns or just overall like the most hoodest or street neighborhood, but the influence that the media has on impressionable people, you know, people who don't know themselves or just want to be somebody else or comfortable in somebody else's skin. There's a lot of, and no disrespect, you know, and I ain't saying like I'm just like a certified killer, but there's a lot of wannabe gangsters around here. There's so many people who's around areas and want to defend themselves and get weapons, considering and looking around at the areas they're in and don't know what the fuck to get. These people don't do their research. When they do get their gun is out in front of everybody, they're probably like a walking safety hazard. I have a holster, right? Now, if you ask anybody else, any Glock carrier around here or whatever the fuck, 9 times out of 10, they don't have that. They don't know how to carry a gun properly. They think, they don't know statistics. They always have an extended clip in their gun, although just putting it in there once, it increased the percentage of it jamming by 33%. And that's the last thing you want to rely on in a life or death situation when it's time to quick draw, especially with that extra longer clip getting in the way or tangled up in clothes when it's time to draw for your life. But a lot of people don't consider that. As I say, if you're going to have an extended mag in your gun and carry it around for self-defense, I'd advise it as an extra backup mag. And you know, you may not be able to have that as of now, but that's just my opinion. Maybe consider that when you decide to get like a new gun, if you decide to. But there was a video by a YouTuber named 2AJ Kel. Probably gonna be posting a link in this video in the description as well, though, too. And he brought up an important part, which also plays into like the part of O.S.O.M. There's too many people on the internet that want to show that they have the flashiest, coolest of guns and want to shoot it in the air, like illegally record themselves using switches, you know, trying to look cool on social media. You know, no disrespect, but it's not pretty uncommon for you to see people who play with the trends when it comes to guns, and you know, at least what I see is typically pushed by like, I'm going to just call it street media, you know, the switches, the Glocks, the only things people know, the Dracos and the AK-47. Outside of that, I don't even think these niggas know what the fuck a safety is. I don't know if they know what dry firing is. I don't even think that they need a holster, despite probably never having a gun. Not only that, these people don't never train, you know, so even if you do, you probably don't have enough training to pull off efficiently use your weapon in a life or death situation. And it just goes on and on. The youngest I've probably seen with a weapon around here was probably around 12, you know, and that wasn't even uncommon. And the only reason why I concealed carry, which also makes me go into part of the message, why I believe in as why you should. Me, out of being over here around Decatur But typically, I grew up my whole life between Kensington to Glenwood, and only between Wesley Chapel, well, really to Lindsay, which I always say, like when I was 16, that's probably like the first time I had a weapon pulled out on me, getting too close to somebody in the middle of the night, walking to Monty's spot. And you know that stuff puts you on guard. You know, obviously this, I hate for people to compare it or try to make it a race, you know, on the type of traumatic situations that they would go through. You know, when they talk about the quote-unquote hood or just a bad area or a place where bad people are just doing bad things, and I guess they just want to compete with trauma, like, oh, I done did this and that in the street. And once again, that is the whole point of O.S.O.M. There's nobody, when you have a weapon, there's nobody that needs to know that it's on you. For those out there who actually or probably do live a life out there, please do your research when you feel as if you need extra rounds. That's the one thing people don't do. This right here, this is an everyday carry. You know what I'm saying? I'll choose probably between either between this is a Burst of Thunder 380. You know, once again, I'm also a believer of having extra, maybe even extended mag for backup. I'll say that, or even a Taurus GC 2 or 3. You know, that's typically what's overall seen for beginners. The minimum size, I know for other people out there who probably live around areas where guns are popular, or you know, people who also like I hate using this word, internet gangster. You probably go around people who know only calibers such as 40 to 45. Do not get them shits, especially if you're a beginner. You probably can't handle the recoil. A lot of dudes don't have the balls to admit that they can't handle their gun. They probably just secretly switch it out, or don't ever carry it, or have a other smaller one. But it is what it is. And that's another thing as well, though, too. I call it I'm gonna just say gun syndrome, as in when the first time somebody gets a gun, the first thing and the best thing to decide to do is just to show it off to all their friends, you know. And shit, I fell victim to that too. You know, I'm not even finna sit up here and act as if I was the shit. When I got my shit, like, goddamn, the first thing I wanted to do was put some bullets in it and go to the range. I had sold the other ones because I was like, yeah. At the time, I was telling some friends of mine, I was like, you know, it probably is best, you know, without surrounding an area that you may do want to get something to defend yourself in case it come down to it. O.S.O.M is also, well, no, I'm not going to say O.S.O.M, but me personally, I'm also a two-way activist. I believe they should loosen gun laws, you know, whatever opinion you have on that may vary. Because due to even though in Georgia we can have as much ammunition as we want, in other states where they're lower, I believe there's even in some states there are lower caliber sizes. You could quote me on that, and lower magazine capacities when criminals can have as many bullets and armor plates and automatics as much as they want, and they have laws that's restricting them from getting ammunition or the amount of ammunition that they could put into a weapon to defend themselves against criminals, which is just ridiculous to me. But it is what it is. So I'll sum this all up with this, right? The purpose of O.S.O.M is 1, to promote concealed carry. 2, go against the negative media that's pushed surrounded with guns in terms of violence and looking cool on the internet. And 3, for those who believe in that we should be able to conceal carry all over the world. Like this, I believe that I don't even see how it's discussion that a lawyer, not a lawyer, but a government made a decision for me in an area that he doesn't stay in or overall go through or be in around too much to tell me whether I could conceal my weapon or not. Although I may have a broader ideal of what I may run into that would make me even consider concealed carrying versus this dude. But it is what it is. You know, I'll post the videos. I'll post a link and all of that in the description. And I'll also put it in the comments, you know. don't have for bottom merch, but at the very minimum, you know, if you don't subscribe, just pass on the 3 messages. Don't look cool on the internet with guns. Get you a holster, do your training, and stay O.S.O.M. Out of sight, out of mind. / out the fucking way.